Mark here from Out of Office Camping, and today I'm with old-time friend, not this one, Brian Rayford from Toyota Overlander, and we do have some assistance here. Of course, there's always has to be shoved a little taller, but it's all good. Just ruined the shot. So Toyota Overlanders, Brian's going to talk about his rig. He's also going to talk about some of his different platforms, his Overlanders Magazine, and everything else that you're doing. So go ahead, Brian. Why don't you start off with your platform and some of the different things that you're up to.
So yeah, my name is Brian. I'm Toyota Overlanders. This is actually a Go Fast camper. It is a kind of an inside camper. If you want to follow me around over here. So basically this is the inside where I can live out of. The camper actually you get in from the inside here. And then you have a step back here. These boxes, move these out of the way real quick. I use this one for my step to get in and out of. And basically everything in here is taking a couple years to place it and be efficient where it's at. So I have the ARB Fridge. I have 200 watts of solar on the roof. And I have two separate batteries that run the fridge, and they also run my hot shower, which is a propane hot shower on the side. I have two water sources. One is the WaterPORT on the side over here. I use that mainly to do dishes and wash your feet off and all that good stuff. And then I have another water source behind the fridge that I can use for a shower. It holds about 5 gallons of water. So you can do, I think, probably four good showers out of that. So
and you said that was like the small propane bottles that was using?
Yeah, that uses a small propane, just like this.
Okay.
I picked these because these are universal. They work in my shower. They also work in my grill, and they also work for the buddy heater. So all three of those things run off of this.
And with that being said, the buddy heater is one of your main heat sources when you're out?
Yeah, so when I'm camping, normally what I'll do is I don't run it at nighttime, but when I wake up in the morning, I can place it here in the inside where it's away from everything, and within a couple of minutes, it will warm up the inside. And while I'm talking about the buddy heater, let me take you over this side real quick. I know safety is probably should be on the top of the list when you're camping. So inside here, if you look up, I got this off of Amazon. It's a carbon monoxide detector. It was like $12, so everybody should have one of those for safety. And since we're on the side over here, this is normally how I work the WaterPORT for dishes and whatever. It's a great little item there for that. If you want to walk around this side over here, I'll show you something else.
And just to backtrack, you had briefly talked about the two batteries. So are you running the solar permanent batteries, or do you actually have solar generator power packs?
So I have these two portable batteries here.
Okay.
And basically I can switch them out. So right now one is plugged into solar. This will run off of solar. I have another one hooked up off of the back that's plugged into the truck. So if I'm driving, it'll charge that battery. So between both of them, I can use them for charging video and camera equipment, drone stuff, and they also will charge this is a shower here. This is my water container, and then my buddy heater sits in behind here. So shower. What I normally do, it's pretty easy to hook up. I've had this for quite a while, so it's been very, as far as working efficiently, it works very well. This just goes down into the water tank with the pump, plugs into the heater there. This comes out the other side, and really quickly, we'll plug in there. and that's about it. Just take a quick warm shower. It normally warms up the water about 40 degrees from what it is. So it works great. A lot of times I'll have a quick portable tent, and that's all you need. Excuse you.
With the water system, are you using any kind of purification systems for drinking water, or how?
So most of the time for my drinking water, I will I'll bring some bottled fresh water. A lot of times on some of the trips I've been on, there's been a lot of springs that you can get some fresh water. For the most part, I just buy my water. So, yeah.
So you said it's taken you some time to kind of get this setup all figured out. Now I know this was kind of a new product that came out, and you're like one of the first to get it. Why did you go this route?
Well, for me, I think I was within, I guess, about the first 200 to 300 people in the U.S. to have the Go Fast camper. But if you come over here, I'll show you how I can get inside and it works. So basically in here you have a modular floor. All these pieces can be moved around, and it's quite roomy inside. Also, this other cushion here will slide forward more, and this whole area becomes to stand up and get changed.
Now that you've had some time to kind of get comfortable with the system, you have a lot of the amenities. Obviously a shower is key. Fridge for your food, water system, heat. Is there anything that you want to continue to do to modify this, or you feel like you've gotten to a point where you're pretty pleased with the setup?
It works pretty efficiently. There's probably not much I would change. And of course, this setup is designed around my life. Everything in here has to come out because I use this truck for work. So everything unbolts and can be removed quickly. It's not a permanent structure in here.
And I think with that being said, you had mentioned also you went with this camper top primarily so you could carry like your mountain bike and like kayak. Is that correct?
Yeah, so the top I put on a paddleboard, carries a paddleboard, and in the back I have a hitch that will carry my mountain bike. So I can do both of those. That was another important thing.
Right.
So, yeah. Also in the back here, I have a lot of 511. These are my 511 bags. Take this down. One of the first things that would be pretty accessible is my first aid. I have a lot of first aid kit here. In here this is all my I guess bathroom stuff, toothbrush and everything that I need last. And then I just keep plugs and chargers in over here. So if you want to come around to the back of my truck, I'll show you what I have in the back. I keep some additional items in here. I have a trauma thing for massive bleeding cat. I also have my air stuff for the ARB compressor in the front is up in here. I have a couple knives and some walkie-talkies for on the trail. So that's about it. The other great thing I have is the Rhino Batwing awning. This actually will come around 270 degrees and cover all the way to the back. So I'm fairly covered from the rain.
Now, how long does that take to pull out and get set up?
I can set it up really quick if you have a second here. This awning's for the price point is probably one of the I like the best. It's very easy to set up, as well as being fairly lightweight. This is Sammy at several times in pretty big storms. So it's fairly fast deployment. The downside to the Batwing is it does have to be pinned down in the ground because it's fairly still lightweight. But all the poles are in there. You don't have to actually have them. They're already pre-adjusted for what I have. And that's about it. You'll have a, if I put this up, it pretty much blocks the rain from there. And I have a living area that I can set up. It also has, I don't have any yet, but you can buy additional walls, so you can put 4 walls around you, and it's totally enclosed. So.
And what would you say, I mean, you know, this rig you kind of set up for your lifestyle, but what exactly, get into that a little bit, you know, with what you're doing. You're doing a lot of off-road or?
Yeah, so the overlanding, you know, is just kind of exploring places, going to places and camping in spots you normally wouldn't be able to get into. And it's all about the amazing views and the journey to get there, you know. Especially awesome with, you know, your best friends and all that, you know, so.
Now you also are running different types of communication and GPS systems?
So yeah, so right now I use Gaia GPS, and it is, I use a HALO, it's Alpine radio, and that basically helps me with my mapping. I use a standalone GPS unit with that to help pair, so if I don't have any service, I still have a location. Yeah, so.
That's pretty cool. Why don't you talk a little bit about some of your sponsors, and then obviously the Overlanders Magazine.
Cool. So yeah, this is fairly new. It came out, it was a little bigger version. We went to something small, and with this I wanted it to be small enough to put in your glove box. Inside of this you'll have the things you might need on the trail, like first aid. It has GMRS codes for programming your radio. It has some cooking articles, and then just some amazing pictures from around the U.S. in there. So we have another one coming out in December, so you should check that out.
And how would people get, you know, can they purchase that, or is it membership? What's the?
Yeah, so we have two versions. You can just purchase this magazine, the Field Guide edition, and that will have, you know, the same thing as the members, except the members will have the discount codes. And in there, you'll have discount codes for C4 Fabrication, Off-Road Warehouse, the Zarges cases, and some other great ones like Midland, USA.
And that just keeps growing. You keep expanding more and more with your
yeah, partners and everything, helping me out, help them out. Everything works out.
Now, is there any other sponsors too with other products? You know, the 511, something that you've been.
Yeah, so I'm the ambassador for 511. I use a lot of their products. A lot of their clothing is amazing for outdoor use, camping. Their bags, their first aid kits. They have a lot of great knives too that I use for camping. As far as cooking goes, yeah.
And one thing we haven't really talked about too much is why a Toyota?
Yeah, I just I needed a truck for work, and the Toyota platform was fit my lifestyle. It's a reliable vehicle. The Tacoma has the bed for things I can use it, as well as obviously camping. It works well for that too. They're great vehicles, even, you know, stock. Yeah.
So if somebody was getting into, you know, overlanding, you know, for yourself, just speaking from experience, you know, to put the money into something, what do you like? What do you feel is the one most important thing to you with like the rig, not obviously the truck, but like where would you start?
Yeah, I mean, the thing I would start is, you know, you don't have to have a rooftop tent. You can start with just a ground tent, and the one tent I do recommend is the Gazelle tent. It's fast setup, easy, and it's right around $200. So that, and then, you know, just a simple small stove to cook, and you know, the WaterPORT is awesome. You can go to Costco, and I think they sell those for under $140. So you have, you know, obviously you need some water, which is important, cooking and sleeping.
Yeah, those are obviously pretty key.
The main things.
What do you see with a lot of folks who are getting into overlanding? Like, where do some people tend to have like pitfalls or kind of go wrong? I mean, is there anything that you see consistently?
Well, I think a lot of people, you know, they start out and then they'll modify and they'll change stuff. You know, they'll sell stuff and buy other things that work better. So I started out with buying a lot of, you know, products that were a little cheaper, and then I was like, down the road I ended up buying something that's a little more quality because it'll last a long time.
Right.
So.
But do you see people actually going out and buying things they maybe shouldn't be buying initially, or?
It's tough because so many people have different uses and different areas, and you know, like if you have family members, this isn't going to work the best for large families. So it all depends on the individual.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, those are really good things. Let's talk a little bit more about your different platforms. You have a Facebook, Overlanders Garage, and some of those other things that you're doing.
Yeah, so I have an Instagram page, it's Toyota Overlanders, and Overlanders Magazine. I also have a worldwide Facebook group page, Toyota Overlanders. We just hit 10,000 people on there, so that is it's awesome to see people posting from around the world their trips and adventures. I know it inspires everybody, you know, when you see some cool stuff like that. And then I do have a regular Toyota Overlanders Facebook page and Overlanders Garage, where if you want to sell something, you can go there and sell your stuff, whatever, from vehicles to camping stuff to tents to whatever. So.
And we'll be sure to grab a lot of this information that he's talked about with what he's doing along with the rig and put that in the descriptions in the link below. Is anything else that you can think of last minute? You know, it's just, I really appreciate you taking the time, especially with all these horses. And...
Yeah, it's awesome. If you want, I can talk about these cases real quick.
Sure. You want to put this back up?
Yep. So this is actually, this model here is bear proof, but these keep all my dry goods, and they also keep my stove. So inside here, see if you can see with the lighting here, but I have my you know, pots, pans, cooking stuff. I have utensils, my stove, and normally I throw in like bread, and I'll put in like just whatever other snacks you want to have. So that's the main box that slides into here, and under here this is an additional box I use for cooking. And what I have is some Uncle Ben's, I have some noodles, some canned goods, and then a lot of spices. So that was what it is in there. But yeah.
Well, excellent, Brian. Last question I have is, how long does it take? I mean, you got here and you put that top up in seconds. So when you go to a campsite, what are some of the things, or I should say, you find a space to set up that you're overlanding, how long does it take to level out the truck? And
it's normally pretty fast, 5 minutes or so. But that's, you know, if you're moving around, that's one of the things you kind of get really efficient at. You know, you use things that are easy to set up and easy to take down and are not complicated. So
right.
For me, that works. I mean, it works great. In the morning, I can have fixed breakfast and be on the trail in 10 to 15 minutes. So
Now, do you have any favorite spots that you would like to share, or you want to keep those kind of secret to yourself?
No, I mean, West Virginia has a lot of stuff to offer. It's beautiful out there. It's not too far away from Maryland. But yeah, there's spots everywhere. And yeah.
Well, I really appreciate you coming out and doing this. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks, Mark.
Thank you. And if you enjoyed this, take the time to consider subscribing, give us a thumbs up, and feel free to put some comments in below. Take care.